Hello and welcome to this edition of News Hour, 60 minutes of news, business, sports and weather, live on CCTV International. I'm Liang Hu in Beijing. The 17th Economic Leaders Meeting of Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation will kick off this afternoon in Singapore. Leaders have been arriving for the meeting scheduled to start at 1 p.m. local time. At the two-day gathering, they are expected to exchange views on a wide range of issues, including regional economic integration, trade and climate change. The gathering of the 21 member economies is also set to issue an APEC Economic Leaders Declaration. It will outline the shared views of leaders on key topics and settle the strategic direction of APEC for the forthcoming year. President Jintao has delivered a speech at the annual Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation CEO Summit in Singapore. He elaborated on China's recommendations to revive the world economy. He also outlined China's prescriptions for tackling the global financial crisis. Jintao has more.
President Hu Jintao began his speech by arguing that the development format of the world economy is unsustainable and that the global financial system has serious flaws. He then put forward a four-point proposal for the overall recovery of the global economy. He called for free trade and further liberalization of investments. He said the integration of regional economies should be enhanced through multiple channels, and renewed efforts should be made to reform the international financial system. Hu Jintao said the global financial crisis has brought unprecedented difficulties and challenges to the Chinese economy. But he said China has provided timely adjustments to its macroeconomic policies, which have been proved effective. Hu Jintao added that China will continue with the policies and will contribute its share to the recovery of the world economy.
China's measures to fight the global financial crisis help the national economy to grow in a fast and steady way. They also help reduce the negative effects brought by the financial crisis and boost the recovery of the world economy. China's measures have provided more opportunities for the development of other countries and the business community of Asia-Pacific region.
Hu Jintao hoped the business people in the region will actively take part in China's development and create a win-win situation. Ren Ting, CCTV.
President Hu Jintao has also met with the leaders of Indonesia, Peru and Chile in Singapore. The meeting took place on Friday ahead of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Economic Leaders Meeting slated for Saturday and Sunday. Wang Guan has more.
Tao met here with Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono on Friday, who said China is ready to work with Indonesia to advance the strategic partnership between the two countries. Who noted that China and Indonesia have long-standing ties with diplomatic relations extending back 60 years. He said that cooperation between the two countries not only promotes the basic interests of the two countries, but is also conducive to the peace, stability, and prosperity of the region and the world. The Chinese president later met with his Peruvian counterpart Alan Garcia, who recalled that during a 2008 meeting, China and Peru reached a consensus on deepening cooperation in all spheres. Who said that in the past year, Sino-Peruvian relations have developed rapidly in a comprehensive way. The two countries signed a bilateral free trade agreement in April of this year, and Peru is one of China's major trading partners in Latin America. President Hu Jintao then met with his Chilean counterpart, Michelle Bachelet Geria. They discussed ways to further develop friendly cooperative ties and other issues of common concern. China's relations with Chile have developed smoothly since the two countries forged diplomatic ties 39 years ago. In 2004, the two countries established an all-round cooperative partnership. Recent years have witnessed frequent high-level exchanges, increasing political trust, and the rapid expansion of economic and trade cooperation. Wang Guan, CCTV.
Our correspondent Sonia Kolesnikov is now in Singapore following the APEC story. Let's now cross over to her for more information. Hello, Sonia. The APEC economic leaders meeting will kick off this afternoon. This is being widely considered the culmination of APEC meetings throughout the year, with all 21 member economies involved. What can we expect from the meeting?
Well, the APEC leaders are hoping to pursue the pledge that were made at the G20 meeting in Pittsburgh, which was to pursue sustainable and balanced growth. As you say, the meeting has just started at the Istana, which is the official residence of the President of Singapore, far away from this convention center, and the leaders will be locked there until tonight, when they will come out to experience a little bit of Singapore culture. At this stage, President Barack Obama is still not here. He's only arriving very late tonight and will only join the leaders for their discussions tomorrow, which means that there will not be any communique or any announcement until tomorrow lunchtime. But we do know that the leaders, or the APEC leader, wants to issue a very strong statement in favor of free trade and against protectionism, and that they also want to restart or call for a restart of the negotiation of the Doha round. This actually likelihood of a strong statement has been increased by the President Obama's speech just a few hours ago in Tokyo, where he pledged that the U.S. wants an ambitious and balanced Doha negotiation, and that he also pledged to pursue and conclude the FTA with Korea. And very importantly, he's actually confirmed that the U.S. wants to start the Trans-Pacific Partnership and start the negotiation for this partnership, which is an FTA agreement already existing between Singapore, Brunei, New Zealand and Chile.
Well, the leaders are expected to discuss a number of issues concerning development in the Asia-Pacific region. What topics are likely to be high on the agenda of the meeting?
Well, I mean, at this stage we know there are two extremely important topics. As I just said, trade is one, and then the other one is growth. Now, in terms of growth, there is the issue of what is happening immediately. A lot of and that's related to the stimulus package that were started right after the beginning of the crisis. Most of those packages are supposed to run for 2 years, and now there are discussion, and it's quite clear that those packages should run their course. But at the same time, there is a lot of talk among APEC leaders that there should be some sort of coordinated approach when it comes down to starting to withdraw the stimulus package, which in any case will not happen at least for another year. Also, in terms of growth, what is very important for the APEC leaders is over the medium and long term, because there is an understanding that the engines of growth has not changed. The U.S. consumer is no longer here to consume all the Asian export, and Asia in particular needs to find a new model which centers more on its own domestic growth. So that will be very high on the agenda. At the same time, trade, as I say, raising from the threat of rising, creeping protectionism that is becoming an issue, and also the concern of the lack of progress of the Doha round. Finally, in terms of climate change, we're not still quite sure whether there will be a strong statement of this. In fact, it's quite unlikely when we listen to what happened at the trade and foreign ministers.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.
So as you can see,
that's Sonia reporting from Singapore.